All right, so what we're going to go over now is going to be, again, for your lower arms, right? Your shoulders, elbows, wrist, hands. All right, so with this, we're going to start off. I always like to start off with scapular cars, okay? So again, we're in this position, that quad position. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, and then I'm pushing the ground away. So again, the crooks of my elbows are facing forward, and as I sink down, they face the opposite way. Rotate, rotate. So again, I'm pushing the ground away. I'm filling up the space in between my shoulder blades. All right, my abs are engaged, pushing the ground away. Now I'm going to exhale and squeeze my shoulder blades together. Okay, this is protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. So you can see my elbows are pretty much straight, right? They're not completely locked out. There's a soft bend in them, which is allowing me to dig deep into my shoulder blades up here, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to go into just a big circle. You're going to bring your shoulders forward, up, right? You found that max up range, down, up, slight bend in the elbows, and around, up, and around. Squeeze, up, and around. Now you're going to go opposite. You're going to push the ground away. Elbows flare out as you dive in. As you dive in, elbows dive out and push. Okay, so those are going to be your scapular cars, forward and reverse. Okay, so again, you may need to loosen up your wrist a little bit. So what I like to do as far as that, all right, putting your forearms together, interlocking your hands, and then you're just gonna flex one, extend the other. All right, almost like you're trying to start a fire between your forearms here. All right, left to right, left to right. Now I want you to rotate it. All right, so now you're gonna rotate. Try to keep your forearms together as your wrists go into this nice rotational part, exploring all the capabilities of that wrist right there. All right, don't forget to go the opposite way. All right. All right, shake that out. Okay, we're gonna dive into the wrist. All right, so now what I want you to do from this position, right, is you're going to, again, palms facing up, thumbs pointing all the way out as far as like you're like, again, hitchhiker thumb, right? Palms are facing out. From this position, my elbows are a little bit in front of me, right? So you can see, right? I'm going to keep my thumbs pointed all the way out, right? Stay tight in this position. I'm squeezing my biceps in this position, right? My wrists are straight, okay? Squeezing my biceps. I'm going to keep squeezing my biceps as I rotate my palms facing away, okay? Rotate. My biceps are still fired up. Now I'm going to control, and now my triceps are going to bring my elbows fully into extension here, all right? So again, rotate it back, palms facing up, right? Everything's engaged. My triceps are engaged, right? So my triceps are making my arm come into an extension, right? And I'm going to maintain this as a counterbalance when my biceps start pulling my palms closer to my shoulders. Squeeze your biceps here. As you squeeze your biceps, you're going to rotate the palms of your hands all the way out, right? Keep going until you can't go anymore, right? Now, control. The triceps are still engaged. Now the biceps are pushing away the hand here. All right, now you're going to go opposite. The palms are facing down, right? They're still facing down as the biceps pull my tops of my knuckles towards my shoulders. Squeeze your biceps as you rotate your palms facing you, and it's okay if they're facing out a little bit as well. right? Try to find as much rotation as you can as you bring them all the way down. Here. Rotate palms in, all right? Palms away. Flex your biceps. Here. As you flex your biceps, you rotate your hands in. Keep your biceps flexed as you come all the way down here. Okay, so now you would go for the prescribed amount of reps, right? You could go a little quicker, but the goal here is to find end range from your supinated grip to your pronated grip. Supinated, thinks palms up. Pronated grip, palms away. Here, all right? So those will be your elbow cars, all right? So you've done scapular cars, you've done scapular cars, you've done your elbow cars, you've done a wrist warm-up. Now again, now with jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of gripping and pulling within jiu-jitsu. So this one we're going to focus a little bit more on our hands. All right, so what you're going to do from this position, right, just to give you the idea, is you're going to keep your hands up nice and wide like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze the tops of your hands so you're in this position here. All right, so again, my MPs, my PIPs, which are just the smaller joints in your fingers, they're all flexing in this position here. All right, now from this position, all you're going to do is you're going to keep tension as you open and then come back into that, I don't know what you would call this, eagle claw, some type of position like this, right? So I'm spreading out my hands. My hands and my fingers are trying to spread apart. I'm squeezing those little muscles inside my hands. And now I'm going to use the opposite muscles to extend them as wide as they can. All right? Squeeze all the little muscles in your fingers. All right? Squeezing down like you're trying to squeeze something in between them. And then fully extend. One more, squeeze, squeeze, all right, a lot of pressure, and extend, okay? So now we're gonna lead to the wrist with a little bit more focus on movement. So, well, actually, you know what, we're gonna stick right to the hands. So, hands all the way on the mat. So now what you're gonna do, if you can't be in this kind of like hero's pose position, that's fine. What you can be on one leg, you could be tucked in like this, right? However you want. What you could be, just find what's comfortable, right? From this position, what I want you to do is you're going to, right, push into those big knuckles in your hands, right? So your fingers are flat and only your wrist is raising up. Now you're going to just rotate onto each knuckle. So you're going to go left all the way onto your pointer knuckle. You're going to put pressure onto that center finger, onto that ring finger knuckle, and then onto that pinky knuckle. And you're going to go back and forth, rotating back and forth. Once, if it's too, and you could always dictate how much pressure. So the more weight is over your hands, the harder it's going to be. When you're leaning back a little bit, it's not going to be as difficult. So find that position that allows you to really dig into those knuckles and those hands. Okay? So once you're done doing the rotation piece, you're going to go here and you're just going to go up and then down. Up, down, up, down. Keeping all the knuckles on the ground. You can extend your fingers up, down. You dictate how much force. Here. Good. Okay. Now moving on. All right. We targeted the hands. We're going to lead right into your wrists. So again, if you have trouble with your knees or your knees are achy from here, don't forget to kind of stretch and move it around if you need to. All right. So now what you're going to do from this position, let's say you're in that quad position. So it's always easiest if you're in quad. This is the easiest to work your hands in your wrist. This is going to be pretty much the hardest. Okay. So you find that in between area of where you want to work those. So from this position, what we're going to do is you're going to take one hand, right? Now we're in that fisted position, right? We have that fist. I open up my hands. Now the knuckles are pressing into the mat. right? Only do one side first. Then you're going to lead it all the way down so your wrist, tops of your wrist, touch the mat. And then you're going to come back up. All right, keeping this arm, my left arm is not bent. My elbow's straight. I'm treating this as just one rod here with the little hinge at the bottom here, right? So I come up, drop the wrist, control, drop the wrist, drop the wrist onto the knuckles, control, right? You dictate. The more weight you put on it, the harder it is to control, right? Just like that. Same thing on the right side. I'm going to keep my left fingers tucked, hands here. I put a little bit more weight, and I drop my wrist. Drop my wrist. All right. Be careful with this. All right. Your wrists are fragile, so you really have to build them up. Here. Good. Okay. So that's the flexion part. All right. We were here. Flexion part of your wrists. So you can see as far as jiu-jitsu, getting wrist locked and things like that, that's normally what they do. So if you have good wrist range of motion and you're not just getting tapped out up here, this is going to give you a little bit more wiggle room. Maybe 1 second, who the heck knows. Okay, so now we went from rotation, flexion, we did some hands, right? Now we're going to go extensors, okay? So now we're going all of this underside, right? That leads all the way up into that top part of the elbow. So you're going to start off in this quad position, right? Think about rolling your hands down, okay? Till your palms are flat on the ground and your fingers are facing towards you, okay? So again, with this position, this is going to be the easiest position now. This is going to be really intense. This is going to be a little bit easier. This is going to be a little bit intense, okay? So you figure out where you want to be. If it's here, which is fine, okay? I'm going to stick in this spot right here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to, again, push in to your knuckles, your big knuckles, and then slowly control them down. Push into your big knuckles, slowly lower down. All right, that's going to get that other side of the hand that we didn't tackle. So now from this position, you're going to lock out your elbows and we're going to roll back. Okay, if you need to put your hands out a little bit wider. If you go wider, you're going to have to go left to right. All right, if your fingers are pointing out to the left and right, you have to follow where that pointer finger is kind of pointing to give you some range of motion. If they're behind you like this, all right, we could sit all the way back here. All right, explore and try to find range of motion in here. Hang out here. Okay, so that's going to be your shoulders, your elbows, and a little bit of your hands. So I'll advance on that and I'll add some different things to the course. But give that a shot. Let me know how it goes.